Hello guys, I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me and see the screen properly. Can I get a quick confirmation on chat? Can I get a quick confirmation on chat so that I can start the session? सबको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? सबको मैं दिखाई दे रहा हूँ properly? Right? I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me and see the screen properly. So give me a quick confirmation on chat so that we can start the discussion. Right? Okay, so we're going to be starting out with this chapter, or basically the topic where the focus is on if you're planning to go for FRM level 1 exam, okay, and the exam date is May 2025, then what should be your plan? Okay, what should be the order of preparation? Okay, I'll be talking about the chapters also, okay, and which chapter can create a problem for you. I'll talk about that also. Okay, so let us go in detail over here. Okay, so if you're planning to go for May exam, what should be your daily schedule in terms of a weekday preparation and in terms of weekend preparation? Okay, so normally what I recommend students is that you should be able to dedicate, okay, roughly around 2.5 hours of preparation every single day. Okay, so and you can split this, okay, say around 1.5 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. There's no problem with that, but try to sit every single day, okay, with respect to 2 to 2.5 hours for the preparation. Okay, and when you're doing this, okay, when you're doing this on the weekdays, try to keep it very clear that I'm only going to read the chapter or I'm only going to watch the video. Okay, cover that chapter, read that chapter and do the solving only on weekends. So over here, when I'm talking about the weekends part, okay, you should be giving at least minimum 4 to 5 hours on Saturday and Sunday to prepare for the exam. And how you're going to be doing, you're going to be revising the chapter. If you're watching the video, don't watch the video again. Okay, if you've already seen the video once, make sure that you do the revision only with the textbook. Okay, and then solve the question bank. At least 20 to 25 questions per chapter you need to solve. So your focus has to be very clear on weekdays, only reading the content, watching the videos. On weekends, only solving of the question bank. That should be your strategy. Okay, this is the timeline wise preparation. Okay, and what should be your right sequence to prepare for the book? So generally I recommend that you can read with Kaplan's Roger book, GAR book. If you're facing any problem in one particular chapter or topic, then you can go and refer to the GAR book, which is in detail. Okay, but if you right now, if you're working, then you might not have that much amount of time to go through the GAR book. So Schweger book is good enough to prepare for the exam, but Schweger questions might not be that good one. So you'll need a slightly higher questions to prepare for the exam. Okay. Now, what you should be doing, what is the broader combination of activities in your doing preparation? Make sure that you're watching the video or reading the textbook. If you're not watching the video, you're just reading the textbook, make sure you read it twice. Do it properly. Okay, so dedicate at least 2.5 hours per chapter to read. If you go with that speed, you should be able to complete one chapter per day. Should be able to complete one chapter per day and solve the question bank on the weekends. Okay, I'll be talking about the order of preparation also in some time. Okay, so if you follow this approach of giving 2.5 hours per day, 2.5 hours per day, and trying to complete one chapter per day in terms of reading and solving on the weekend, so in a week you should be able to complete 5 chapters. Okay, so how should you plan from your 15th of January onwards? Okay, so what I see it like this, that from 15th of January till 15th of April is what I have to complete the preparation. Okay, and I'm taking into account those students who are just starting out. If you have already started out, if you have already done some content, some question bank solving, you're in a good spot, so don't worry about it. Okay, for people who are just starting now, what they can focus on is try to complete 10 chapters. Okay, try to complete 10 chapters. One second. Try to complete 10 chapters, okay, from 15th of Jan till the end of Jan. Okay, and obviously solve those 10 chapters questions. And in the month of Feb, your focus should be to complete 20. Similarly, in the month of March, your focus should be to complete 20. Okay, if you keep on following that order, okay, gradually you're reaching towards a target of 62 chapters. And the first 15 days of April, okay, try to complete the remaining 12 chapters. Okay, so overall you'll be able to complete the 62 chapters by the time you reach April 15, if you're able to follow the plan of 5 chapters per week. Okay, keep a target of only 5 chapters. Don't worry about 62 chapters. Every week I have to complete 5 chapters. That should be your approach. Okay, now the order which I'm telling you, I'm directly taking you towards the important chapters, or basically book 3 chapters, because book 3 and book 4 has slightly higher weightage. Okay, but you directly cannot go and read book 4. You need some background of book 2. That's the reason you'll have to follow the order which I'm giving. Okay, and in the order I have explicitly kept theoretical and standalone chapter at the end. So when you're doing the final 15-20 chapters, it is going to be slightly easy. It is going to be slightly faster. Okay, so let us try to understand the order. But before we go to that, from 15th of April till the end of April, what ideally you should be looking at is do one full revision and do at least one sectional test. What is sectional test? Your entire book wise quiz. So you've read the entire book and now you're solving the book. Okay, solving that entire book. So book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4. Solve at least 4 sectional tests for each book. Okay, so that will give you a broader overall view of the entire book. And then whatever date is your exam, say your exam is on 12th of May. So in the first 7-8 days, try to complete as much as mock as possible. So I have written 4 mocks. Okay, suppose you are not able to complete 4 mocks, that's okay. Complete it minimum 2 mocks, and out of that 1 mock should be your GARP sample paper. Okay, so GARP sample paper for 2024 was two papers. So in 2025 also I'm assuming it's going to be 2 paper. So you can complete that also. Okay, proper mock solving with a timed approach. That is important for you to clear the exam. Okay, so this is how you should overall plan your exam preparation. Okay, now we'll be moving towards the preparation strategy. Okay, if there is any query, you can put it on the chat section. I'll address that query also. Okay, so there's one query, sir, how many pages per chapter and how many hours per video? So see, pages is very difficult because some chapters are lengthy, some chapters are small, but on an average per chapter you should be able to dedicate 2.5 hours. Okay, so 2 hours is the video on an average, and then half an hour reading the chapter again. Okay, that should be your approach. What is going to be the preparation strategy? So I'm directly asking you to start with chapters which are focusing on basics of futures, basics of forward, and basics of option. Okay, once you're done, okay, which is in book 3, once you're done, directly go to the last 3 chapters of book 4, which is in option pricing. I'll tell you the chapter names also. Okay, so which is nothing but option pricing. So let me open up an Excel sheet to guide you. Okay, so you can start with, I hope everybody is able to see the Excel sheet. Okay, so what you should be doing is in book 3, there is a chapter called Introduction to Derivatives, which gives you the brief about your futures and forwards and option. Okay, so start from there. Okay, start from there and till this exotic option. This entire chunk is the basics of futures, forwards, and option. So you have to complete all of them together. Okay, together in the sense, in one flow, try to complete it. Okay, so roughly there are like 12 chapters over here. So in 2 weeks, you should be able to complete, okay, almost this entire section in the first 2 weeks, from 15th of Feb till 15th of Jan till the mostly end of this Jan. You should be able to complete till exotic options. Okay, now once you're done with that, okay, you can go to binomial tree, Black-Scholes, and option Greek. These 3 chapters are from book 4 and they are connected to option pricing. I'm explicitly asking you to do it immediately after the option chapter so that you remember the concept. Okay, so do these 3 chapters which are connected to your option pricing in book 4. Okay, once you're done with that, okay, then complete your entire book 2 in a flow. Now, when I'm saying that, there is machine learning chapters and there is time series chapter. Don't do it now, do it at the end. There are 2 chapters from time series, stationary and non-stationary, and there is machine learning chapter. Do it at the end. Okay, so I'll show you how many chapters are there. Okay, so from fundamentals of probability, you can look at till simulation and bootstrapping. Now I have added I have explicitly added stationary and time series, non-stationary, but you can skip it and you can do it later also. That's okay. There's no problem with that. Okay. So there are roughly around 13 chapters. So again, 2 weeks you will have to spend on the preparation for your book 2. Okay. 2 weeks proper preparation for book 2. If it goes till 2.5 weeks, that is also okay. Nothing to worry. 2.5 weeks or maximum 3 weeks. That is also okay. Once you're done with the entire book 2, now you're in a very good spot to understand the statistical aspect. So once you're done with that, okay, you can come to portfolio management chapters also. Okay, so there are certain chapters which is over here. Okay, in the order, the portfolio management chapters are these 2 chapters, which are nothing but your modern portfolio theory and arbitrage. You can do this also. Okay, and you can do valuation and hedging related topics, bond valuation and hedging. Okay, what is this? This is starting from here, pricing convention and discount. Now these topics, some of the topics are in book 3, some of the topics are in book 4. Okay, all of them are connected to bonds. All of them are connected to bonds. So I'll just highlight which chapter I'm talking about. These are the chapters. So roughly around 8 chapters, which covers swaps also, which covers the entire bond valuation and then bond hedging also. There are 2 chapters in bond hedging, which are then in book 4. Okay, I'll be sharing the Excel sheet also in the link, so you can access it. There is no problem with that. Okay, but make sure that you follow all of these chapters in a particular order. Okay, because then only you'll be able to connect the concepts very fast. For example, there is a concept of duration, okay, which is also there in book 3, which is also there in book 4. When you're reading it combined, you'll be able to do it faster and also able to connect the concepts. Okay, so that is nothing but your bond valuation and bond hedging. After that, there are few chapters on credit crisis. Okay, credit crisis. So that chapter is here. There are 3 chapters. Okay, 2 from book 1 and 1 from book 3. Make sure you cover all of them together. Okay, all of them together in one go. So you'll be able to connect the concept and you'll be able to solve the question bank properly also. Okay, anatomy of great financial crisis, mortgage and mortgage-backed security, and credit risk transfer mechanism. Okay, and plus one more chapter, sorry, measuring credit risk. Do all of them together. Okay, once you're done with that, you can do VAR related chapters. Okay, what are VAR related chapters? In your book 4, the first 3 chapters. Okay, the first 3 chapters, which are nothing but these. Okay, measuring financial risk, calculating and applying risk, monitoring, measuring and monitoring volatility, and there's one more important chapter which is learning from financial disaster. Make sure that you do this chapter also properly, because there are case studies in this chapter, learning from financial disaster, and you will find that questions are coming in from the exam from this topic. So cover that, and once you're done with this, all of these remaining chapters are kind of standalone chapters, okay, which is around 16 chapters, which you can do at the end. Okay, most of them are theory. There is some calculation in 1 or 2 chapters, but majority of them are theory, and you can do it later. Okay, so if you follow this approach, if you follow this order, okay, what ideally will happen is that by the time you have reached towards the around 45 chapters, you have completed the important chapters, important concepts properly. Now you're only left with 16 chapters, which are more or less theory. So the last 15-20 days of your April, or sorry, the first 15-20 days of your April will be slightly faster to complete the concept. Okay, any queries, put it on the chat section, I'll address it. Okay, so don't worry. Animesh, I'll be talking about GARP RAI slightly at the end, so that once we are done with this discussion, we can take up the query. There's no problem with that. Okay, how should you solve question banks? So like I said, on the weekends, you are supposed to solve the question banks, okay, revise and solve. So ideally what I do is I'll create a separate book and I will mention the chapter number and question number. Okay, and what I will be doing is, okay, I'll mark certain questions. Okay, suppose I'll mark certain question as star, which I did not understood. Because I want to revisit that question again. There are certain questions which you're primarily going to solve, but it is going to take a lot of time. Okay, so mark those type of questions also separately. Suppose I have given them a marking of say around tick. Okay, I want to go and come back to this chapter later, questions later on. There are certain questions which are very different and very unique. You have read the concept, you understand the concept, but the question that came in your question bank was one level above it. So you again make a note for those questions also, so that you can look at those questions when you're revising. And there will be certain questions which you found tough or the concept was not clear. All of this bifurcation will help you to make your revision efficient and proper, because in your revising, okay, if after the solving of the question in the last 15-20 days of your exam, when you're revising, okay, you can go to each chapter and see which question was a problem, so that you don't repeat those mistakes again. That should be your strategy. That's the reason I'm asking you to mark the question bank. Okay, how should you do the revision? Okay, when you have done the entire 62 chapters, you know which chapter is easy, which chapter is difficult, within which chapter which concept is easy, which concept is difficult. So make sure you create a list of all the difficult chapters. So out of 62, around 5 to 7 chapters will be tough, okay, which is very normal. Okay, so those 7 chapters you have to repeat, read it again twice. Okay, look at question bank carefully, because you have done the marking. Now when you go back to the question bank, you know which concept is slightly tough for me. Okay, there are certain important topics which I'll be creating a separate video for the May exam in the month of April. Okay, so those important topics or important concepts, you have to make sure that you are going through them once again. Okay, identify which area is strong, so that when you do the actual questions or when you do the mock papers, you know that, okay, this topic is easy for me. So when you're looking at a question, you can solve those questions initially, okay, in your mock papers or in your actual exam. Be mentally prepared for bigger question and slightly tricky question. So out of a total 100 questions, so based on the interviews that I've done of all the students, people who have already cleared now in the November exam, I am talking to them. So I realized that out of your 100 question, 20 question is something going to be tough, okay, which is going to be slightly time consuming, or it is going to be one level above the concepts which were there in the book. Okay, and the remaining around 40 questions will be medium, where you will have to eliminate the option, and after that, okay, the last 30-40 questions will be easy. Okay, and they are mixed. So out of total 100, 20 questions will be tough, 20-25 questions will be tougher. Okay, around 40 questions will be slightly medium, with where you will have to eliminate the options, and then there are going to be certain questions which are going to be easy. Okay, there is no negative marking. Okay, so I'm answering the query. There is no negative marking in the actual exam, so you should be attempting all the 100 questions. And if you look at the theory and the calculation based question bifurcation that is there in the history, what we have seen, so around 70-75% is theoretical questions and 25 question is calculation based question. This is what I have seen when I'm talking to a lot of students. Okay, finally, I'm just summarizing and also adding few important points for you to prepare for the exam. If you have any query, put it on the chat section. Okay, so minimum of around 200 to 250 hours of preparation is what you should be giving. Okay, and focus on completing one reading of chapters, at least the important chapters. So I said out of 62, around 45 chapters is something which you can easily complete. Okay, and which are slightly important. So try to complete them by the end of March, so that in the first 15 days of April, you're looking at only the remaining theory chapters. Take the exam very seriously. A lot of banking professionals, they feel that this exam is slightly easy. A lot of college students, they feel that this exam is slightly easy, but it is not. Prepare for the exam properly and focus on book 3 and book 4. And I keep on repeating this point, okay, because generally the competition is very tough in these two books, because what will happen, everybody is doing these two books properly. So what will happen, you will have to score more numbers of question to be in the top quartiles. Okay, practice the calculator. So even though the calculation based questions are coming less, okay, you should not lose the sight on doing things faster, because if suppose in the upcoming exam they increase the calculation based question, you will have some amount of advantage because you are confident on the calculator. Okay, give proper mocks before the exam. Okay, so like I said, 2 mocks minimum if you do not have time, and if you have time, give 4 proper mocks before the exam. It should be timed mock, and suppose your actual exam is in the afternoon, give the mocks in the afternoon only, so that you get accustomed to the overall environment and time of the exam. Okay, for all the working professional, if it is possible, take a 2-week off before the exam, because you will need time to do the entire revision of 62 chapters. You will need time to do the mock papers, analysis of mock papers. So hence 2-week off is what I generally recommend. Okay, go through theory chapters properly. There are few theory chapters in book 1 which generally people ignore. Don't do that. Do it properly, read it once again, because in the exam they will give you short questions but scenario based questions. Okay, and the overall approach that you should be looking at in the exam is to eliminate the option. Okay, wherever possible eliminate the option and make your decision on choosing the option more efficient. So remember that. Okay, time management is very, very important. If you have not solved a full length mock, then it will be slightly tough for you to complete the exam paper in 4 hours. Okay, so do proper mocks within the time. Okay, in when you're solving chapter wise questions also, make sure you're solving within the time and treat that like a proper exam. Okay, so this is the overall discussion that important points I have talked about. I'll take up the query also. We don't provide any physical copy as such. Okay, we provide everything in terms of online, in terms of videos, in terms of question bank. I have I'm answering to the next question. Sir, I have a doubt preparing for November attempt, second year student, undergraduate. How can I start? From which book I should start? So for November, the time is very huge. Okay, so you can go to our website. There is a study planner which is available. You can take that, and in that study planner, we have given a chapter wise bifurcation. You can follow in that order. Okay, because a lot of chapters in level 1 is connected. So you can follow that. Okay, and do that. So, and if you're going for November, then you can dedicate 1 hour now, very small. Okay, don't be in a hurry to complete portion because then you will be facing a problem. Okay, go slowly, maintain consistency in your preparation and give the exam for November. You can also look at August attempt if you have time. I'll address the query. So Anshu is asking a query. I'm a BCom student specializing in finance and it has been 5 months now. I'm thinking about preparation for FRM exam. August attempt is a good decision. Yes, August. See, for August you have roughly around 7 to 8 months. 7 months is minimum. So definitely you can prepare. If you're working, then you can give around 2 hours on a daily basis and you can easily clear the exam because you also have weekends. If you're a college student, if you're not working, then my dear friend, you can easily go for August exam. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. So Anshu, I've answered your query. Ravindra, you can reach out to our WhatsApp number. Okay. So I'll put it on the chat section also to for the audience to just drop a message on that number and we'll be able to share the details. It is also available on our website. So I'm just highlighting the numbers also over here. It's a WhatsApp number. Okay. GARB books or our institute books are same. Yeah, more or less, GARB book is slightly detailed. Okay, and generally Kaplan Swagger is what I generally recommend people to do. Okay, it is a concise version of the GARB book. Okay, answering to one more query. Okay, so there's one student who's asking, yes sir, I have 2 to 2.5 months holiday after my first year, which is going to be by March mid. Okay, then you can easily prepare. If you have 2.5 months of preparation time, every day you can prepare for 5 to 6 hours and you can complete 2 chapters. So I don't think so then there is going to be a problem. Again, the focus should be on consistency. Tips for working professionals. Okay, so generally I tell working professionals that you should prepare, okay, in the morning, because evening you're exhausted. Most of the time you might not be able to prepare. This is again a general statement. Somebody might be very active in the evening and he might be able to prepare. That's okay. But my recommendation is start your day, complete the 1-2 hour of preparation and then go to office. Okay, and maintain consistency. Okay, if suppose certain days are busy, okay, pick up the book, at least read for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, if there is a video, watch for half an hour. That is okay. Because what is effectively going to happen? Okay, if you do not maintain consistency, then it will be a difficult aspect for you to connect the dots. Then when you're going back and reading, you will not be able to understand a lot of concepts. So my recommendation is, okay, maintain consistency in your preparation and weekends. Leverage your weekends. Okay, so if you're going for May exam or August exam, I would suggest that don't keep any of your major events for the next 5 to 6 months and give the attempt proper preparation and then go for the exam. Okay, some of the common queries that I generally get, how to tackle difficult topics. Okay, so when you're done with the entire reading, okay, you would realize that there are 5 to 6 chapters that you are facing problem with. Okay, so first is revise, okay, and solve the question bank again. Do it again. Don't worry about right or wrong. Just solve it again. Okay. And possibly make notes. Okay. Notes of the topic which are there, which are difficult, and focus on important concepts. Okay. Focus on important concepts. So that is what I would recommend if you have to tackle the difficult topics. Okay. I would reply to the query. So there is a student who is asking which book I should prefer first, Garp or any other book like Kaplan. Kaplan is good, so you can definitely read from that book. If in some concepts you are facing problem, then go to Garp. Okay. Anshu, answering to your query, is the exam online or offline? So you have to, the actual final exam, you have to go to the center. Center is a computer center or like that, Pearson Center. You have to already schedule that book exam. Which date, which time, which location. So when you go, it's a computer screen where you have to solve the exam. Okay, you have to choose the option, and there is no negative marking for the exam. Okay, I've answered the query. Ravindra is asking, sir, is the credit card must for paying fee? You can use debit card also, but it should be internationally active. Then only the amount will go. There's no issue with the debit card, but you'll have to call the bank, make it active, and then do the transaction. Okay. There's one more query, sir. I have quick doubt. Like after FRM level 1, can I take a break? Like in my third year and I want to prepare for entrance of master. My recommendation is when you have completed your level 1, okay, give level 2 in the next 6, 7 or 8 months. Okay, because that will help you to connect the dots and also maintain that flow of preparation. Or else once you miss that, again to sit and prepare for the exam will be slightly tough. So do it in conjunction, in together. Okay, so that is what my recommendation is. Okay. Answering to the query, is our course validity is only for one time? I generally say that it is only for one time, because I want very serious people or serious students who are planning to go for the exam. Okay, they are only coming. Okay, if you have an approach of only preparing for the exam and not appearing, then I'm not the right person to guide you. Okay, please make sure that you come with clarity. If you're joining me, or if you're planning to follow me, please come with complete clarity that okay, August is my exam, May is my exam, whatever date it is, because then we can plan accordingly. Okay, if there is no date available, then it is becoming very difficult for either you to plan and you to become serious for the exam. Okay. Time management strategies. So generally what I recommend is when you're solving mock papers also, or when you're solving chapter wise question also, okay, do questions which you know first. Okay, and flag the questions which you found tough or might be lengthy. Okay, so make sure you flag the question and then come back to them at the end. This is what generally I recommend people to do. Okay, and when you're treating your chapter wise questions also like an exam, okay, you are conscious that I have to give 2.5 minutes to one question and then move ahead. Okay, then it becomes easy for you to perform in the actual exam. So treat every question bank as a mock exam, or proper final exam, and solve it. Technique for managing stress during the preparation. Okay, so now when you're starting your preparation, don't look at 62 chapters, look at only 5 chapters per week for May exam. Okay, don't get stressed that I have to complete so much. 5 chapters, complete that minimum. If you get more time in a week, do 6 chapters, that's okay. But have your focus on short-term goals, short-term preparation goals. Long-term, you know, I have to complete by mid of April. But 5 chapters. If you are able to only focus on those 5 chapters, you will be able to reach towards the goal easily. Okay, that is one recommendation that I generally ask people to do. Okay, what is a passing mark? Okay, for level 1, my understanding. Again, the institute is not making any statement. I am saying that based on my understanding, out of 100 question, 55 to 60, 65 is the correct sweet spot to clear the exam. Okay, majority students will be around 60, and they have cleared the exam also. So my recommendation is you do not have to solve each and every question that comes in your exam, because there will be 10 to 15 questions which are going to be tough. Your focus should be to improve your accuracy, and out of 100, at least 60, 70 questions you are getting correct, then there is a good chance that you're going to clear the exam. Okay. Uh, Meena, answering to your query, I have no clue of ESG. What course do you suggest for banking professional who want to enter? See, ESG is a very new thing in India right now. The discussions are new. Okay, so one course which is CFA ESG is good. Okay, but again, it covers the basic aspect. Apart from that, as of now, I don't know any specific ESG relevant course. If you want to divert slightly, then there is SCR, which is Sustainability and Climate Risk, but it is not ESG, it is slightly different. So you can look at that also. But for ESG right now, I don't find any specific course apart from CFA ESG which has good standing in the market. If I get anything, I'll create a video for that on YouTube. Okay. Ravindra, answering to your query, I have my CIIB in June. Please suggest which month to apply for, August or November. Okay, if it is CIIB is in June, then I would recommend November. Okay, but start your preparation from now. Do it slowly. Okay, keep the space slow. Okay, and then gradually increase it. After your June, then you increase the speed. But it should not be the case that you're only reading your banking exam, which is CIIB. You're not preparing for FRM. Then it will be a problem. Okay, so do the preparation simultaneously. Ravindra, I've answered your query. Okay, what should be a mock exam strategy? Like I said, 4 mocks is what I generally recommend people, and out of that, 2 should be your GARP sample paper. Okay, and also give mock in the same time as actual exam. What does that mean? Suppose my actual exam is in the morning, so I'll give the mock in the morning. Okay, and give it in timed manner. A lot of students, because they feel that I do not have much time, what I will do, I'll just go through the mocks. I will not solve it in 4 hours. If you don't solve it in 4 hours, you will not understand whether you are panicking, whether you are taking stress in that actual exam setting. Okay, so make sure you do that. And analysis of mock is very, very important. Analysis of mocks are very, very important. It will help you understand which concepts you have to revise. Okay, which chapter you're facing problem into, how silly mistakes you're making, okay, how many of them. So that will become easy for you to improve in your performance. Okay, how we can help you to clear? So we have live online lectures also. Now for me, live online might not be a good option because we have already started and that. Okay, but we also have video lecture packages which we can help you to prepare. Okay, we have question bank, which is sectional tests, chapter wise tests, important concept quizzes, and mock papers also. And we are revising the question bank as per the 2025 curriculum now. Okay, so it's actually 4 mock papers, not 3. Okay, and we do help our students in terms of placement assistance, that is there. We also have only question bank packages. People who have already given the exam once and they don't feel that they need a video support, they can also go through the question bank section. Okay, few of the success stories, you guys might be subscribed to our channel and you have seen a lot of our students who have given the interviews and they're talking about their experience of preparing for the exam. The purpose of getting them on the interview is to help you understand how other people are succeeding, what mistakes they made, because when you're preparing for these global exams, you're preparing on your own, right? This is the biggest challenge. You don't have your friends the way you were doing it for colleges or school. Okay, so you don't know what is the ideal approach, or you don't know how other people are performing. So having these success stories or these interviews will help you to get an understanding. So I would recommend you to watch those interviews and learn from their experience. Okay, learn from their experience. And then it's a mix. So there are a lot of working professionals, a lot of bankers also who have cleared, and they are sharing how they manage time. Okay, so that is very, very interesting. And you can subscribe to our channel for more such premium content, because it's not about just the interview. We are also talking about how to make a career in finance. We are creating videos for that also. We have also started with a podcast, Finance Insider podcast, okay, where we are getting people from the industry and talking about different roles, which is going to be really helpful, because nobody is talking about what is actually happening in, say, marketers, what is actually happening in compliance, or what is actually happening in audit. Nobody is talking in detail. So we have created that podcast to help and support students to get clarity about different roles in the industry. Okay, you can reach out to us over here. You can scan this and you'll be able to reach us on our WhatsApp, or else you can directly put it over here. I'll address the queries now, which has been posted on the chat section. Okay, after level 2, can I go for my masters? Like, what is the ideal age for masters like MSc? my recommendation would be after completing FRM level 2, do 1 or 2 years of experience, work experience, and then go for masters. And if you're planning to go into risk management or core areas of masters, then go to US. Okay, do it properly from good universities. Look for the university also, ratings and all, and do it properly. If you're preparing for November exam, start with Swagger. Any specific chapters that you're finding it tough, then go through GARP. You have enough time to prepare for the exam. Okay. Ravindra, answering to your query, we will be starting out with the admissions for November exam also very soon. In the month of Feb, we should be able to start. So you can reach out to us over here and we can start the journey. For live session, we have started with the live sessions for the August exam. So you can reach out on this number and we'll share the details to you. Okay. I hope I've been able to help a lot of people who are preparing for the upcoming May exam. We'll keep on doing similar sessions. Okay. We'll keep on doing such similar session in the future. Okay. Not only just FRM, CFA, SCR, we're going to be doing sessions on different concepts, different exams also. We're going to be doing some sessions for a finance related career. So please join those sessions and motivate us. You can subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, to get the best of the premium content on finance. So thank you guys. Thank you very much for taking out time and being a part of this session. Okay. We'll see you in the next video. Okay.